Hello. Welcome to the Essential Statistics lecture in the winter term 2020-2021. This will be, of course, again a special term due to the coronavirus pandemic, and the lecture will almost be entirely conducted online. We have pre-recorded all the lecture videos and come up with a way that ensures some interactivity on Ilias and through Zoom tutorials. We hope that you will still be able to enjoy the course, and maybe there's also some good in this new format that we can take over in future editions. These are our learning targets for the course. We want you in the end to know about statistical methods, to have a repertoire of methods that you're able to choose from to find the appropriate tool to solve your statistical problems. Then we would like you to be able to use these tools to actually conduct statistical analysis. And finally, we want you to be able to critically reflect on the use of statistical methods in the biomedical literature. For this lecture, we will use the book Statistics for the Life Science by Samuel Switner and Schaffner. Of course, all the content for the lecture that will be relevant for the tests and the assignments will be covered in these videos and in the tutorials. But sometimes it might be helpful to read up upon a topic or study additional examples. For this, the book is very good and it's didactically very accessible. For the practical part of the lecture, we will use a software called JASP. JASP is nice because it's open source and free. It is run by the group of Eric Jan Wagenmakers, and you can get it from a link online, and the link is provided on the Ilias website. Make sure you have the latest release 0.14 installed before the course starts. Here's my short explanation of the course format. As I said, we will have video lectures online on Ilias. Each of these video lectures will be accompanied by a set of questions that replace classic exercise sheets. These set of questions are supposed to help you practice and understand the content of the lecture. You can also test your own understanding by answering them. You can try to answer them as often as you want to. They are not graded for any of the final grades of the course. Accompanying to that, we will have tutorial sessions, and there are 3 groups offered throughout the week. On Ilias, there's the option to choose one of these sessions. One of the sessions we might offer live in a classroom, but currently it looks like even this will be difficult. Therefore, throughout the course, you will be able to interact with your tutors on Zoom during your tutorial times. The content of the lecture will be grouped in 5 chapters, and each chapter will have a final test. The tests will be short and also conducted online and automatically graded. The online test will in total account for 60% of your grade. In addition, there will be practical software exercises using JASP on a variety of relevant problems. These you will also hand in, and they will count for 40% of the grade. This timetable of the course you can also find on Ilias, but let me briefly walk you through it. The color here indicates the unit. So the first unit will cover basic concepts in statistics and summary statistic. The second unit will cover statistical distributions and basics of statistical inference. In the third unit, we will introduce statistical null hypothesis testing with the 2-sample t-tests and invariance and discuss on the use of p-values. In the fourth unit, we will discuss ANOVA and regression. And in the fifth unit, we will discuss how to analyze dichotomous data. Let me briefly also explain the last 2 columns. These indicate when the respective tests or practical sessions will be available online and until when they will have to be finished. So the test for Unit 1, coded here in green, is online through the week of 16th of November to 22nd of November. And it has to be finished until the 22nd of November. You will also always be able to see this due date with the respective test. Likewise, for the practicals, they will be online also in the week indicated where they are listed. Typically, we try to have not a test and a practical throughout the same week, but sometimes this can't be avoided. In total, we will have the 5 tests that I already mentioned and likely 7 practicals. Of course, all of these things are subject to change as the course goes along. Because this is a special term and the conditions under which these lectures are happening are also special, I would like to remind you of our code of conduct. First of all, and I think this is a basic thing and a given, I would like to ask you to treat each other and also us with respect and courtesy. For all of us, this is an unknown situation. We have some experience from the summer term, but not a lot. Typically, we teach in the classroom where we can have direct feedback. So if something is not to your liking, please give us feedback, but do so in a friendly way. We're happy to adjust the course to your needs where possible. Also, of course, treat each other with respect. Part of that, for me, means that in the online sessions where we interact in the tutorials over Zoom, do activate your camera. Show us your face. For us, it is very hard to judge what you understand and what not, and also get to know you if we are only talking to dark and black screens. So if you can imagine that at all, please show us your faces on Zoom, and if your internet connection allows that. Of course, if that doesn't work, that is also fine. To just listen in and just have audio. None of the Zoom sessions will be recorded. So you can be sure that any questions that you ask in the Zoom sessions, that they will be absolutely confidential. Please also watch the lecture content on Ilias before the lecture starts. Before the tutorial session in the respective week starts. For us, this is very important because only then can the tutorial session really add value to the online lecture. And finally, take the tests and do the practical exercises on your own. Do not enlist the help of others or use materials that you're not allowed to. Of course, in the session, in this format that we have in the lecture, we have a hard time controlling any of that. But we ask you to be honest about it and take the tests by yourself. Thanks a lot for understanding. Your tutors for this course will be Jan Lause, Cornelius Schröder, and Lisa Schmors, all members of my group. You can reach any of us by using the email address format firstname.lastname@unitübingen.de. There will also be a forum online on Ilias that you can use to chat with each other and exchange information about the course or ask questions. We will also be in the forum and try to ask questions and answer questions there. Ideally, you ask your questions in the forum and not via email, because then others can also see the answers and can also answer your questions if they know the solution already. Please do not post entire solutions to practical exercises or to the tests for obvious reasons. Finally, the special situation of an online course also makes it possible to cooperate with an NGO called Trend in Africa. Trend in Africa conducts summer schools and workshops for African students at African universities. And originally, I had thought to be able to teach in a winter school in South Africa this year. Actually, it's a summer school. Unfortunately, due to the coronavirus pandemic, this is of course not possible. So in cooperation with Trent, we invited 15 students from African universities throughout the continent to join us in this course. Welcome to the course, and I hope you also learn a lot and enjoy the course. With that, I thank you all for your attention for these preliminary remarks, and I hope you have a good term despite the special situation. Please let us know if you have any feedback so we can improve the course as we go along or for future years. Thanks a lot.